Hey, what's up everybody? What's going on YouTube? I don't know if you guys can see me just yet, but I'm going to post this link for everybody to see. So give me 1 second. This is clearly wrong, so I'm going to grab this link. I'm going to post it in all the different channels. All right. So I'm gonna go live now. These folks know. Okay. Part of this group. Part of this group. There's so many different groups that I'm a part of. I don't know if I'm gonna get them all, but there's just a few. And this one right here, and this one right here, and this one right here. All right, so let's see if we have some people in the channel right now. Right, guys, if you see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here watching, and I can get started in about a minute or two when more people join, okay? Give me a thumbs up or let me know you're watching. Let me know your name if this is the first time you're watching, which channel you found me on, if it's Discord or Facebook, Twitter, etc. Okay? All right, I will get started in about a minute. We got a couple people watching. And just FYI, I do have a Discord channel. This is our Moon Lounge Cryptosomniac channel. Here are the Advantage program channels. These are for our paying members. So in these channels, I do make a lot of trade analysis and calls that you guys could follow. As you can see with these gains reviews right here. People can get one-on-one sessions with me. You know, we've posted some decent profits, 20%, 14%, you know, all the way back here at Neos, all kinds of good stuff, right? So if y'all have any questions, I mean, even in our short-term calls, you know, I have some BAT trades, some of these other trades, GBT, SALT, long terms, all kinds of fun stuff, XLM, and I do thorough analysis of these trades, guys. So, you know, if you are interested in our program, in our Advantage member program, please join. So with that being said, I'm going to get started on this morning's analysis, okay? All right, guys, so on the 1 hour chart of Bitcoin, okay, so we did have this ascending channel that we were in since the end of October, okay, and we kept on moving up nicely, you know, healthy retraces every time we move up and then keep on moving up, okay? But the bad thing here right now is that we did kind of break down and out of the ascending channel. And I did mention that within this channel, I had expected at least a slight retrace from this, you know, nice parabolic move to come back down and retest 65.11 or 64.66. But I also said that we may get a 63.84 retest at some point. However, I did not want to see that because this move right here, then, you know, this nice parabolic move right here invalidates this sideways move that we had. Okay, because this could be seen as your tightening accumulation and then a nice explosion up, but then, you know, this right here, once you break down, this is invalidating this sideways movement, and the bulls have clearly not defended their position strongly, and we've now broken down. Okay, so clearly the bulls are not looking strong and the bears have already taken control, but now we need to see if we can catch some new money, some new demand on the way down. But, you know, so far the volume, as you can see, look at the volume on the sell side. Okay, here's that big volume bar dip right there, another big dip right there, another big dip right there. Okay, so 3 strong dips and not even a slightest stench of defense from the bulls. And look at how dismal the bullish volume is here, okay? I mean, it's almost non-existent, and that's why you see this decline and sharp drop in prices, because the bulls are not stepping up and defending their positions. And now we're stuck in this, you know, $64-$30 range. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we come back down and retest the $63.84 support area, because we're not showing strength on the rebound. Okay, once we touch this, we should sharply just explode and try to retest and break the 64-66 level. But let's see over the next, you know, 4 to 6 hours how that looks, and let's see how that 4-hour candle is looking too. So here's that 4-hour candle, right? This is a good thing. 13 minutes left in that, and this is a bullish hammer. Okay, these are good signs if you follow through with a succeeding bullish candle. Okay, but if you don't, you've pretty much, you know, created somewhat of an opportunity for another bear flag like back here, right? So once you have a drop and then you sharply move to the upside, but you can't break above previous resistance, this creates a bear flag. Okay, even back here, right? Sharp drop, slight move to the upside, can't even break the high of the candle right here, bear flag. So bear flag, potential another bear flag. And if that's the case, you know, we're going to keep moving on down like this. Okay, sorry, let me draw that again. We're going to go down like this, come back up, down again, come back up, down again. These are all signs of a bear flag, right? All a bear flag is, guys, is it's a pattern that shows you that, you know, once the price drops, the price tries to reach back, but at this level, it gets stopped by the bears again, and the bulls cannot force it past this area. And so from here, it just drops again, okay? So, you know, in that regard, all you can say is, okay, well, this is a weakening of the asset in this particular zone. I'm going to wait and see if it shows me strength at lower demand zones, like, let me delete this real quick, like down here, 63.84, or worst case scenario, we might go back all the way down to 6,300 or 62.50, like this big dip candle right here, 62.52, right? But you don't want to test that, right, guys? Because look, here's our fib retrace right here, okay? So here's where we are right now. It's a nice, healthy 50% Fibonacci retrace. And, you know, even the wick pretty much touched our 618 Fibonacci level, which matches up with my horizontal, right? So it's almost perfect, you know, wicked right off this these two levels. But if we don't follow through, right, to the upside, so on this next candle, we want to see it break above, properly above the 50 Fibonacci level, 6428 level, and then the 382 Fibonacci, 6472. Okay, so if it doesn't climb above this level, right, or this level, that means it can't even retest the previous high. It doesn't even have that much strength to get up that far, and then I would expect that we will definitely be going down farther. Okay, so especially if it's low volume like this, right? Look at the bullish volume and look at the bearish volume, right? I mean, it's not even close. Like the bearish volume is almost double the bullish volume here. Let's take a look at the daily chart real quick. Let's see what we got. Let me answer some questions real quick. Let me check out what the chat is saying. How are we going to do during these dark days? Him again, FTW asked that. You know, we'll be all right, man. I have some other things that I want to show y'all through this analysis, and hopefully you guys, you know, see the bigger picture and things, and you understand what's happening. So you're not, you know, a perma bull or a perma bear, right? You should always try to stay in the middle because there's money to be made on both sides. Okay, guys. Rajesh, thanks for joining. Crypto Terp, thanks for joining, guys. If you like my analysis, please give me a thumbs up. And again, guys, you know, I have my Discord channel. This is me, Snay, Jason, Jordan. We have a ton of analysts here, and we provide some really good analysis. We have our Advantage member channels right here. As you can see, I post daily analysis in here. Okay, see, I post daily videos for my private members, and I try to do public videos. You know, as you can see, this one I posted November 4th, so 4 or 5 days ago. We get, you know, a decent amount of people watching, about 2,000 people watching, so that's nice. But in my private analysis, you know, I typically keep it private and mostly for Advantage members. And you know, we have about 40 to 50 Advantage members. We're trying to ramp up, you know, the amount of people that come join and check out our analysis. And as you can see, you know, we make calls and trade calls and analysis. Again, this is not investment advice, but we make sure that you guys have your, you know, Advantage member, the membership paid by our calls. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys. I'm gonna get back to the analysis, and let's see what y'all got. Pradhan, yeah, I am, you know, I'm from Texas, man. That's why you get the y'all. So anyway, enjoy the analysis, okay? So here we are on the 4-hour chart. As I mentioned before, here's your hammer doji candle. This is, again, can be a bullish candle if there is a nice follow through on the upside. Okay, so what you now want to see after this candle is, do we see a green candle after this that opens and closes above this hammer? Okay, so if we can close halfway into this bearish candle, so 64.66 even, that's a good sign, and I would happily take a long above that. Okay, because the odds are then on your side, because the bulls somewhat defended this zone. We've climbed above the 382 Fibonacci level, and we can keep on moving up. Okay, but remember that we did drop out of the rising parallel channel, and now we're just kind of floating, you know, slowly down. Okay, here's a chart that I wanted to show you guys. First, let's check out how the shorts are doing real quick, because I do want to check that out. So the shorts are not doing so well, guys. And as you can see, you know, people have somewhat turned back into spot pricing, meaning that if you have short positions, right, and you don't see the prices of Bitcoin going down, but rather they're going up, you're going to close your short positions, and you're going to dive back into Bitcoin spot to cover your losses on your shorts. Because remember, shorting is you're betting against the price going up, meaning you want it to go down. But if it's not going down, that means that, you know, you can't open a short position and be profitable. Okay, so the fact that the shorts are dropping and the price of Bitcoin is dropping is not a good sign in a sense, because all these people who are supposed to cover their short positions are already in Bitcoin, and whatever demand that, you know, they would buy with is clearly getting absorbed, as well as almost decimated by the bears, because the bears are actually dropping more Bitcoin on the market than can be absorbed. That's basically what happens when you see prices dipping, right? The supply outpaces the demand. It's a very, you know, simple economic equation, right? When supply outpaces demand, prices fall. When demand outpaces supply, prices rise, right? So anyway, let's get back to BTC spot pricing on Coinbase. So this is something that I had mentioned a couple days ago. Again, if you're in the Cryptosomniac channel, you would have seen this. I spotted these fractals. Okay, so here's the purple, yellow, blue, yellow, purple, gold, and light blue. Okay, and then the final red. Okay, and I spotted a similar fractal on the move over the past, you know, since middle of October. Okay, so in the blue fractal right here, we see a slight move up. Same thing right here, slight move up. Yellow fractal, we see a slight move down right here, move down right here. Purple fractal, you know, slight move up in the purple. And then in the gold fractal, sideways, somewhat of a dip. Again, sideways, somewhat of a dip. Light blue, slight move up, slight move up. And then in the red fractal, which is the final stage of this fractal, we see 3 massive candles for 3 days straight, and we come back down to take out the previous low where we even started. Okay, so we are basically in the middle of this red fractal right now, and let's see if we're going to dip back down and take out this low right here, okay, which would be $6,200. Now remember, another thing that I mentioned is this, okay, so let me pull up a different chart. This is Bitstamp right here, and I like Bitstamp prices, guys, because they're pretty much consistent, and they rarely have the kind of exchange volatility or FUD that you would typically see, okay? So here's the Bitstamp chart, and something important to keep in mind right here is that here's the June low, okay? This is the June year-to-date low, okay? And this is, again, on multiple exchanges, whether it's Bitstamp, Bitfinex, Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, etc., okay? And this low reached all the way to $5,800, right? And since then, we've been climbing, creating higher lows. Higher lows mean that they do not take out the previous low, okay? So here's that previous higher low in August. So this is around 6,100 or 5,900, sorry. Here's another higher low, which is about 6,200, 6,250. Here's another higher low, which is about 6,150. So, higher low, higher low. I mean, this is a higher low compared to this low. And now we need to see if we're going to respect this trend line, right? Just like this green line is being pointed, okay? And we're going to see if we're going to keep on moving up according to this trend line. But for us to keep on moving up, we also must be sustainable over the previous swing highs, okay? So the swing high over this one is 64.30, which we clearly, tried to beat, but we got rejected. Then we need to see if we can take out the $6,800 moves that we got rejected by multiple times in September. And then we could talk about 7,400, okay? Till then, guys, this is largely bearish, because another thing to point out is that when you have prices in a slight incline and volume is decreasing, okay? Here's a chart that I wanted to show you guys, okay? And you can look this up on Reddit. It's a website where, people who have finance and trading knowledge, they put together education analysis, okay? So look, when price is rising and volume is decreasing, this is bearish, okay? So look, let's go back to our chart. Price is on an incline, okay? Right there, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? And volume is decreasing. That means this is a bearish pattern. And as stated before, right? If that happens, we are in a, look, check this out, right? This is a descending triangle. I know there's a lot going on here, but if you can follow this black line right here, coming back from February and March, touching May and touching July, we are still in a descending triangle pattern. And these have a 60 to 70% chance of breaking down. Remember that, okay? So, I mean, I am still bearish, and I still do believe that we have a chance of breaking down to $5,500. And I'm going to stick to my target unless we take out, the $6,800 level or the $7,400 previous swing high, okay? Let me show you guys the long-term view of what I'm seeing. So here's another thing, right? So this is, we are currently in this block right here, okay? So I'm gonna do this real quick, and I wanna show you guys where we are right now. I'm gonna turn off the rest of these, and this is how you can look at order blocks, okay? So I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit about how order blocks work, okay? So here's your current OB as per, wait a second, let me draw that properly. That's that, and yes, so 7,900. So when we had this big bullish move in 2017, right? We have a big down candle before the big up move, okay? This would be considered one order block right here, this big down candle, okay? So we're stuck right under the 50% Fibonacci of this OB right here, which means we are right under the 66.75 level. And again, BLX is a liquid index that gathers averages of prices from different exchanges and then calculates an average. So technically, as per most exchanges or all exchanges, we are under the 50 Fibonacci level of this OB, which is a bearish sign. So unless we climb above this OB right here, we are not bullish at all, okay? This is basically a sideways floating movement. And as you very well know, that our intra-week volatility has been the lowest of the year, okay? So you can look at this as a bullish pattern because you think that, you know, the Bollinger Bands are tightening, the prices are tightening, and we're going to have a huge explosion up. But the fact of the matter is that we are creating consistent lower highs, right? So here's the all-time high, 20,000, lower high right here, 11.7, lower high right here, 10,000, lower high, and now we're just floating sideways, okay? So we're basically stuck in this order block right here, which is the range of 7,900 through 5,500. And that's why I stated that I think that we need to at least touch the bottom of this OB to catch new buyers, okay, at 5,500, and then start moving on up. Or even if we don't have enough buyers down there, then we may have to come back down here, which would be anywhere between $4,800 and $3,500. Okay, this is something that I've spoken about many a times on my Trading View, on my YouTube, you know, pretty much everywhere where you find me. Okay, you know, it's just so typical, guys, when you see a chart like this and you see that, okay, lower highs, descending triangle, declining volume. I mean, all the signs are, you know, telling you that we are bearish, and I don't think that we're going to have a huge explosion up. But again, I remain to be proven wrong. I really don't mind if tomorrow we, you know, open up with $8,000 or $9,000 for Bitcoin. I'm not against that, right? I don't have huge shorts that I'm sitting on where I'm, you know, praying that prices go down. I'm trying to play this smart, and I'm also making sure you guys play this smart so you make money in this market, right? So it's no fun making money by yourself. But it is a lot more fun when you and your friends are making money, right? So, okay. If you guys have any questions, please shoot them my way in the chat. Hey, Ryan Jack. Hey, thanks a lot for the thumbs up and the comment, man. Appreciate it. Fatal Fury, thank you for that. Amit, thank you. Imtiaz, thank you, guys. I really appreciate everyone watching, you know, our videos and supporting our community. Seriously, we would be nowhere without you guys. And I really hope you guys come join the Advantage member program. As mentioned, you know, I post video analysis for my private members every single day with multiple updates every single day. And then I also do TA requests on demand right here. Whether someone has questions, they want to, you know, want me to vet their TA. We have a margin trading channel right here, you know, fundamentals only, ICO channel. You know, this is where I put out calls, short, medium, long, you know, so come join, guys, and at least, you know, come check out our free lounge if you want. Okay, we also have, you know, 14 days free trial. Okay, all right, any other questions? Influence or lack thereof backed. So JD, oh, Jordan. Hey, Jordan, you know, I've talked about this before, that in a bear market, bullish news rarely reverses the cycle unless the market itself is ready. And in a bullish market, bearish news rarely changes the cycle either, okay? It's something that's visible in the stock market too, right? When we had the whole, if you guys are in the US, right? Remember when we had the whole China FUD and China news? I mean, rarely did it take down our market, right? I mean, that's huge news. When we, you know, start taxing China, tariffs or are going to trade wars with China, having a potential war looming with North Korea, all of the United States sanctions on Russia, none of that changed our market direction, but it only changed recently, right? And all that changed recently because people in the market were ready to start taking profits, and they realized, okay, everything is really overextended. Let's take profits, let's dump the market a little bit and potentially rebuy lower, okay? When the retailers are starting to FOMO in or, you know, the institution buyers have pretty much left the market. Okay, only at the end of the day, guys, the real people who move the market are the smart money. You and I have no impact or significance on the prices. So you want to make sure you're trading with the trend rather than against it. Okay. Yeah. And just educate yourself, you know, in this time of a bear market. I mean, watch more videos, come join our channel, ask questions, you know, learn, you know, technical analysis, learn how to, you know, vet fundamentals. Just do the due diligence of making yourself smarter in this market, right? Don't wait for people like me to give you signs of when to buy or when to sell. You know, empower yourself with knowledge, right? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to, you know, teach and make sure that you guys get better. It doesn't, you know, make me feel any better if I'm just constantly answering questions, right? That means I haven't done a good enough job of teaching you to be self-sustainable. Is there any fibs at 4,500 to 3,000 that will act as support? Yeah, Amit. So here's you know, the OB right here, right? So again, just like we had this big down candle in the weekly before this huge up move, we have these 3 weeks right here, and I'm gonna do this for you, Amit, right here. So look how this lines up, right? Let me mark this up right there. So here's the Fibonacci levels right here, 4,600. 46, let's just say 4,700, and then down to 3,000, right? This is a similar down move before a big up move, like right here. So this is your next order block. If prices dip past 5,500, I expect it to at least touch $4,700, $4,800. And if it dips lower, then, you know, your next level is 3,800, and then the one below is 3,000, okay? I don't really want prices to go that low. I would be happy if we touch 5,500, catch some new buyers, and then keep on moving up. But that's not really up to me, right, guys? So let me see if we have any more questions. Let's see. Also, the 20K run, crazy run, was thanks to media here in the country. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a huge FOMO, you know? Like, whether you're talking to your barber, your cab driver, every Joe Schmo was trying to buy crypto and Bitcoin, and everyone, you know, thought that they were a trading expert, thinking that they made some money in the market. But then once the market started dipping, it's really the people who, you know, stay in the market till now and even beyond for the next few months or years, who are going to be able to, you know, learn and gain exposure to how to trade properly, even in a bear market, how to take profits, how to mark up trades properly, how to draw, you know, technicals on a chart. And it's people like you guys who I think will succeed, whether it's the crypto markets or Forex or the stock market. And that's another thing, right, guys? We talk about the stock market here in our channel as well. So if you want to learn how to, you know, do technicals on a stock market, there's a ton of people, you know, asking questions. We also have the Forex chat as well. You know, I talk about different pairings and how you can, you know, mark up the technicals on that, which areas and what kind of news you want to look for, what kind of reports you want to look for Forex. So I answer a ton of questions regarding Forex and stock market as well. Okay. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Let's see how that's doing today. So here's the S&P 500, guys, and you will notice that we actually made a call regarding the stock market topping off because we were seeing some huge bearish divergence. And let me teach you guys about bearish divergence, okay? So here's the previous high, right? This is back here in January. And this is your RSI, okay? So when the prices make a high and the RSI dips lower and can't beat the previous high, right? So it's a high, it's a lower high. This is a bearish divergence right here, okay? And so your sell signal is basically right around this area. So if you sold right here, you basically sold right near the top, okay? And you avoided this, you know, big 10 or 15% drop in the market. And as you can see on the weekly chart, right? Just like I told you guys how bear flags work, right? So they go like this, and then they move up slightly, kind of like that, and then they go down again, okay? Again, bear flags have a higher probability of breaking down, but you want to make sure that you read the candlesticks as well as what kind of levels it's breaking properly, okay? So in this case, this blue right here is the 50-week moving average. And as you can see, it broke down nicely past it, caught a little bit of support from these previous lows back here, right? So if you just mark that up, it caught support right there. And now it's trying to struggle and move past the 50 moving average. So this weekly candle closes on November 12th, okay? So in 3 days. So if in 3 days this candle closes above the 50 moving average and you see another candle open above this, then this is a bullish sign. That means prices are more than likely going to keep on moving up. But if you see a big down candle after this week, then you know that the next support is the 100 weekly moving average, okay, which is another 5 to 7% away. Okay, and you'll see this reflected in the stock market, definitely, especially the FANG stocks like Facebook and Amazon and Netflix and Google. Okay, those are the first to start dipping when the market starts showing signs of weakness. Okay, let's get back to crypto. All right, let's see what we got here. Coinbase chart, as I mentioned, I talked about the fractals that I was noticing in the market itself, and this is a moment of truth, you know, end of fractal right here. And as you can see, the red fractal is almost playing out perfectly. So if we were to play this out perfectly, let's see if we see a big down candle, okay, tomorrow. So that's, you know, the new daily candle starts in about 6 to 7 hours, okay? And remember, another thing that I mentioned is this big sideways rectangle, okay? We were supposed to hold this up, right? Because remember, all the way back here, this was support, then it became resistance, right? And then we moved up out of it. But now we were supposed to hold this as support and keep on moving up. So if this candle closes below and the next one opens and closes below, then you know that we may more than likely take out this previous high. The probabilities are on the side of selling, okay? So keep this in mind, guys. Let's check out how Ethereum is doing. I haven't checked ETH in a day or so. ETH is kind of the same way, actually. Obviously, because it moves almost, you know, directly in line with how Bitcoin moves. But here's an interesting part about Ethereum. This was our short zone that I talked about for the past few days. Let's see. So here's your shorting zone, right? So if we, you know, bounce off this area for ETH, you can actually open a long because we are still above the short zone and we're just healthily retracing, okay? So this is definitely a good sign for ETH that it hasn't significantly dipped below or into the short zone area. It's holding up strongly and the bulls are defending it nicely. All right. Also, can you check RSI on Coinbase on one-day chart? Yes, I can do that, Amit. Oh, sorry, that's Bitfinex. Let me check out. Right there. So Amit wants to know about the RSI. So here's the RSI on the daily chart right here, okay? And let's see if we can spot anything interesting at this particular level where we are right now. Okay, so here's a couple of different areas, right? Where if we're right here, you want to make sure that we stay above this area because as you can see right here, this was previous resistance back here in September, previous resistance back here in August, but once we finally broke through, we took off, right? So previous resistance, we're hoping that this becomes support this time around, but if it breaks below this 45 RSI, I do expect for it to at least retest this previous low of 38 on the daily, okay? And that's per the RSI. Let's see how the weekly RSI is doing. I remember the weekly RSI was essentially trapped in this descending parallel channel. So let's see how that one is doing. I'm gonna draw this parallel channel out real quick. Something like that. Okay, so as you can see, the weekly RSI is again still trapped in the descending parallel channel, guys. And this doesn't make me feel any good about, you know, feeling bullish about the prices in Bitcoin, okay? Because if this channel keeps on going lower and lower, this may last very well into Q1 of 2019, okay? And that could, you know, drag prices down back towards 6,000, maybe, you know, the June low of 5,800, and potentially what we spoke about earlier, 5,500, okay? Let's see what else we got. Amit, thanks for joining. Hey guys, if you like my, you know, analysis here, please give me a thumbs up. Please shoot me a comment, or come again, join our Cryptosomniac channel. You know, here we have, you know, Jordan always posting the good shit, the good content here. Ton of, you know, people who are active in our channels. You know, I try to post daily analysis and calls, so yeah, come check it out, guys. Cryptosomniac Moon Lounge. You can just go to www.cryptosomniac. Oops, can't spell. Cryptosomniac.com, just like that. Okay. I will give you guys one call. Okay, so since you guys have joined and watched this analysis, I'm gonna throw out one call. Okay, so here's one of my calls that I put up a few days back. Okay, so here's Walton chain, right? And this is a Adam and Eve bottom. Okay, so it's a sharp V-like drop and then a sideways, you know, rounded bottom right here. And what we're really looking for, guys, is first you want to see these higher lows maintained in the Adam and Eve bottom, as well as the previous Adam drop, okay? And we want to make sure that this blue line right here, this high right here, is taken out first, okay? So if you want to trade Walton chain, definitely wait above this blue line just to be safe. So 52.50, let's just say, right? So if you see a daily candle, you know, close above it, you can take the trade from here to the next target of 7,100 Satoshis. That's a 35% gain right there, guys. That's a pretty healthy gain, you know, in a bear market. But make sure that you buy above this zone. Or if you buy here, make sure that you sell right near resistance of 5,200 Satoshis. Okay? All right. See how the longs are doing right now. Longs are doing okay. I mean, they're starting to gain some courage to keep climbing. But remember that the 100 moving average is coming up closer to the longs. So keep that in mind, okay? All right, guys. That's pretty much all I have. Actually, I did put out something about BAT this morning. I will show you guys real quick. If you are, you know, a US resident or European resident and you use Coinbase, be careful that you don't get caught in the FOMO of BAT. Because here's the thing, okay? Here are the fib levels of BAT, and here's the big supply zone that we kept exiting out of as soon as prices reached up in here, okay? So it's almost the level of 4,600 Satoshis all the way to 6,000. So every time prices entered in here, sharp and quick drop, right? For almost 5 to 6 weeks straight. So it happened once in January, happened twice in April, third time in July. So now we're seeing it again in November, okay? So don't be caught up in this, you know, FOMO kick up right here, okay? Volume, it looks like, has pretty much topped off, okay? And look at the RSI too, right? I mean, RSI is meeting resistance as per this previous July high perfectly. So unless we, you know, move past, let's just say, you know, the wick of this candle right here and maybe even beyond 6,000 Satoshis, I don't really see BAT being, you know, bullish per se. Okay, you may gain a few percentages out of it, but don't think that this is like the start of a new bull run. Because remember, every time, you know, ZRX, ETC, all these different coins have gotten listed, they dump hard for the, you know, next 3 or 4 days. So you actually may have a better opportunity to buy BAT at a cheaper price once things start to dump. So maybe look at the 50 or the 618 Fibonacci level, the golden pockets at 4,000 and 3,500 Satoshis. And then maybe you can think about taking a long. But remember, guys, always sell right before resistance or right into resistance levels, and try to buy strong supports. Okay, that's you're never going to go wrong if you follow those two rules. And another strong two rules, especially by the great Warren Buffett, is first step is to preserve your capital, and then the second step is to grow it. Okay, so don't be pissing away your much needed capital in a market that's clearly uncertain. Make sure that you make smart trades. Make sure that your TA is vetted. Make sure that you have no emotions or bias in your technicals. Don't marry the fundamentals and think that, hey, XRP or all these different shit coins are going to start starting a new bull run when Bitcoin is going down. Remember, Bitcoin is pops. Like it is the daddy in this market. It dictates how the rest of the market moves, whether you like it or not. So it's better that you keep watching Bitcoin while you're taking trades on other altcoins. Okay, it's extremely important. All right, let's check the chart one more time, and if I see anything interesting, I will point it out. So here's that, as I mentioned, remember we talked about at the beginning of the stream, the 4-hour candle previous close, and now it looks like we need to make sure that this candle right here is going to open up strongly. Okay, and if you want a safe trade, you want to wait above 64.66 or 64.75. This will show you that Bitcoin is finally showing strength to keep on moving up, and it's had a healthy retrace, caught some new buyers, shaken off some weak hands, and now it's ready to move on up and maybe even take out the previous swing high, which is around $6,600. Okay. Aside from that, I mean, if it doesn't show strength, then we're just going to keep on moving down. And we may even come back down towards this descending parallel channel that we had earlier. Okay. Let's check out the daily. I'm going to hide all these tools real quick. And then one other thing that I wanted to show y'all is here's the 50 and 100 moving average. Okay, guys, and they've been holding us down almost like a firewall, not letting us pass. Okay, whether it's Bitfinex or Coinbase, whichever exchange that you want to look at, right? Since almost March, I want to say, let's see, way back here in March, right? Every time we've tried to approach the 100 or 50 moving average, we've gotten rejected hard. Okay, we pass it for a few days, come back down, pass it for a few days, come back down, pass it for a few days, come back down, and now we're pretty much just under it. So remember that even if we move back up, you want to try to sell into the resistance levels of 6,800, and if you see Bitcoin climbing above 6,800, like 6,900 or maybe even 7,000, then you could take another trade from there to the next resistance. Okay, once it starts taking out 8,500 or 10,000, guys, then I might be convinced that, okay, we are now starting our bull run. But till then, it's basically uncertainty, and you are essentially moving sideways. Okay, that's pretty much all I have for today. Please join our Moon Lounge. Again, Cryptosomniac.com. Come check out our channel. We have community discussion, short-term, medium-term, long-term calls. We chat about the stock market, Forex. Ken S. asks, will OTC activities ever reflect on the prices of Bitcoin? Ken, that's a really good question. And James is actually our OTC expert. And I can tell you from learning from him is that OTC prices rarely affect the exchange prices, but it does get factored in slowly but surely, right? So it's very slow, but it does happen. However, I am seeing that there are, some decent buyers left in the market, especially smart money that is waiting to buy Bitcoin. But I don't know if they want to pay, $6,400. This is why I'm still of the opinion that we could drop down to $5,500 or maybe even half that, around $3,000 or so, or $4,800, that range that I spoke about earlier. Okay. But I do believe that, you know, there's a decent amount of, you know, healthy desire from the OTC desks and OTC buyers ready to, you know, buy up a good amount of Bitcoin. That's pretty much all I have, guys. Check out our channel. Come say hi. And yeah, see you in Discord. All right, guys. Cheers. Hope this helped.